Once again, it's 10 Toes Tuesday, and once again, it's a special Tuesday of the year. This is my first 10 Toes Tuesday of 2026. I want to first of all thank all the subscribers, everyone who has subscribed. We started with 0. I don't expect anything from anybody, but I appreciate you tuning in and hitting that button, even if it's for just a few minutes. I want to let you know that I appreciate you. Tonight we are going to be going over a kind of touchy subject for me, but it's one that I hope you can get something out of. And that is how I have to picture people dead, why I consider people dead. I'm learning that the Stoics back in Greece and Egypt and things like that, they also did this, and I had no idea before a few weeks ago that that's what they did. Stick with me, we'll get into it. This is something that will be a first for my kids, and I don't know if I ever told them this or if they knew this. For a long time, I did not get to see them. They would be, at one time they lived in Columbus, and things happen, as you know. I would see them every weekend, every other weekend. I had the local rule. So you'd get a Wednesday from like 5 to 8. Then you get split the holidays and things like that. 1 week on, 1 week off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. In the summer, it would be split. I think it was 6 to 8 weeks or something. You get them, 1 year you get them the first half, the second year you get them the second half. You never really kind of saw them. And as they got older and they became teenagers, you know how teenagers are. They don't necessarily want to spend time with dear old dad. Then they have a choice as well. They had a choice if they wanted to come and stay or not. And with everything that was going on, my oldest did, my youngest didn't. It was this battle royale, pulling teeth. Finally, I just kind of gave up. Even before then, with the court system and the way that the court system is, you don't get to see them as much. They regulated what you could, when you could see them, when you could call, all of those things. So what I had to do was, I had to pretend that they were dead. In order for me to go to work, do what I needed to do, I would have to pretend that they were dead. Real quick, come on a field trip with me. Let me show you something that I will never take for granted before we continue this story, and that is how people are living. It's 34 degrees out here. It was in the teens when I got home, and this is one of the things that makes me really appreciate life. I just got through the car wash. We'll continue the story in a minute, but I just got through this car wash, and just hold on. This is my car wash. And then over there, if you can see, are a bunch of tents, and there's people in those tents. So the next time you're crying because you didn't get McDonald's or Burger King or a pizza, or somebody's asking you to do something at your job and things seem too hard, I want you to remember this. There are people, actual people over there in these tents. And this is a problem in Springfield and Columbus and nationwide, really. People just can't afford to live anymore. First time I saw them, I was like, this is pretty bad, but they're living. They're happy. I don't know if they're happy. You know what? I don't know if they're happy, but they're living. When I see them, they're not looking down. They'll look you in the eye. I treat them like men and women, and we go about our business. But I just want to bring that up to say, hey, you can always have it worse. You can always have it worse. Those are the little things that remind me to try to be a man. I'm not a good man or a nice guy, but I'm a man, and I try to stand for what I believe in. But enough about that. Let's get back to the story. So yeah, I would pretend that they were dead. The reason being is that's how I made it through. That's how I made it through my days. I made it until the next time that I saw them. And then, oh, these are a little shorter. Got my flowers again. Went to Kroger, $6.21. I never pay full price for flowers. But it got me to appreciate, life when I did see them. Some people see their kids all the time, and I don't have anything against that, but I know that a lot of other people do this. They may not admit it. I know that some, not all, but some people with DOC numbers, they'll do that so they can do their time without having to worry about somebody on the outside. And that's what I felt like for a lot of the time, was just waiting for them to not necessarily come home, but till I see them again. I even semi-do that now, because with the job, the economy, just the way the world is going, you don't know if you're gonna get to see them. I guess I should ask, does anybody else do that? Does anybody else have something or someone that they love? It could be your mom, could be your dad, whoever it is. Do you do that sometimes to cope? And it's not a coping mechanism, it's actually healthy. I found that when I miss them or picture them, a person where they are on their deathbed or whatever, I've let go of people slowly over time. I've seen a lot of death, and my family has seen a lot of death. So I've been doing this since I was young. And you may think it's wrong, but hey, that's what makes the world go around, right? That's what makes each of us individuals, each of us special. That's the only way I can keep it 10 toes down. I'm not a big crier, never have been, but like I told you guys, that's the reason why I call my family and I do things. I think that you can get into, you can take to one extreme or the other, because I've seen and see currently families that are so codependent on each other that it's sickening. And then I've seen the other extreme where people go to where the person is so dead inside that they just don't care. I think that there has to be a balance, if that makes sense. And so I try not to go one extreme to the other. I try to be even keel. I try to think from things from an objective, positive manner. But let's face it, if you've been through some things, sometimes you need to do whatever you have to do to get by for that day. And that's what I did. Now I call my kids, we talk at least a couple times a week. When we see each other, it's really special because we get to see each other, we get to hang out. I don't interfere in their lives. Sometimes you get too close where family will meddle in your business so much that it messes up other parts of your life. I don't let that happen. I stay out of my kids' business now. I give them advice, but I stay out of their business and they stay out of mine. That's important too. When my kids were growing up and they were little and I had to work or I had to do things, and now they understand why, but before they didn't, that's what I did. And now that I'm able to talk to them more as an adult and told them why I never lied to them, why I am the way that I am, they understand. And in so many ways, that has helped them grow up to be responsible adults. Let me know in the comments. What do you do? Are you really codependent family where it's borderline? Are you on the other side where you're so anti-family or anti anything that you kind of cut yourself off, or you even kill? Are you right there in the middle? I would say I'm more in the middle to being alone, because I really do. I'm okay with being alone. I have no problems with being alone, and that's because it's just what's happened most of my life. With that, hey, don't forget to smell the roses. I decided to go with yellow this time. I hope you guys, wherever you are, whatever time you're watching, I hope you have a great day or evening. Until next time, and you know, there will be a next time. I'm out.